Um, well, I actually had never considered going to the public sector. That was kind of the change for me. When I was finishing up my PhD, I was working for a nonprofit, non-academic research organization, and my goal all along was to do policy relevant research, and I wanted to do that in a specifically non-academic setting. So when it was time to go back on the job market and look for another job, I looked all around at different at other non-academic research organizations and a few for-profit organizations, and I ended up just falling into federal service. But after a few years working in federal service, I was very happy with my work overall, and I enjoyed the job. But I felt it was time to go back to the non-academic, non-federal research work that I was wanting to do in the first place. One of the big differences is that with working in a federal agency, you have a mission and you have people that you're accountable to, but the mission is very concrete, but the people you're accountable to are fairly abstract. So you kind of have to keep that in mind as you're doing your work. The mission becomes what you're working for more than the people that you're held accountable to. But in a for-profit company, especially consulting, you have clients. So who you're accountable to is very, very much in the forefront of your mind. You have to, in the end, you're providing a service to your clients, and you have to provide excellent service. And even in a company like Summit, where the service you're providing is very technical and specialized, at the end of the day, it's a service, and you have to be useful to your clients. And that's quite a bit different from working in federal service. Your mission is in the foremost of your mind in a federal agency, but whereas in a consulting company like Summit, your client's in the forefront of your mind. It's very easy to end up in a very niche role. You have something that you specialize in and you get very good at it, and you may have a few sort of offshoots from that specialization, but that's basically what you do. When I came to Summit, and it was actually one of the things that attracted me to working at Summit, was the opportunity to work across a lot of different areas and have to learn a lot of different areas. Sometimes under a fair amount of pressure and time constraints, but that opportunity to sort of expand myself in terms of what I could do and what I needed to learn was really interesting to me. And I think that's also one of the big differences between working for a consulting company like Summit versus working for a federal agency. When I was working at the nonprofit research organization and finishing up my PhD, one of the things that I knew right away, I didn't want to be a professor. Even when I started a PhD program, I was like, I don't want to do this. I wanted to do policy relevant research, but at the same time, I wanted to be a part of the larger discipline and the larger academic research world. So all along the way, it's been very important to me to work at places where I can still do research and still present at conferences and still be active in my discipline. So that was really key when I came to Summit, was the reassurance that not only would there be a sort of, okay, yeah, you can do your own research, but it would actually be supported, and going to conferences would be supported, and keeping those ties to my discipline would be supported.